This video was made possible thanks to the EA Game Changers program. Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 Snowy Escape speed build. So this speed build is a little bit of a longer one compared to the starter home that I posted yesterday. So yeah, settle in. It's about I think it's about like a 20-minute-ish speed build, and then it's a little bit longer with, you know, once I've added in like the pictures and all of that, all of the screenshots and everything. But yeah, it's a little bit of a longer one, so I'm gonna sit through this and like maybe share some of my like thoughts about the pack as well. So yeah, I figured this would probably be the best time to do something like that, because I don't do any like, you know, gameplay reviews usually or anything like that. So I usually end up sharing my thoughts about a pack in a speed build somewhere in the voiceover. So yeah, so for this build, I'm gonna tell you guys really quickly what this build is. But this build is basically me messing around with platforms like a lot, because my whole idea for this build, the whole idea that I based this thing off of, was a like terraced or like tiered garden. So at the end of the day, it didn't really end up being like a tiered garden. I just ended up having a whole bunch of like terraced platforms leading up to the house, kind of like stairs, and then the backyard. There isn't really a backyard, like a big backyard either. It's mostly just like a patio. So yeah, but it's a terraced patio and everything like that. And then I also went crazy on the inside of the house with platforms. I think almost every single room has some sort of platform in it, close enough. But yeah, so I did go a little bit crazy. I'm still getting a hang of working with platforms, so this was kind of my way of just experimenting with it a whole bunch. But yeah, you will have seen that I did jump ahead in the video, and yeah, all of the like interior like layout and wallpapers and flooring and all of that is done, and I did cut out a little bit of the roofing as well because it took me forever. I was really indecisive when it came to the roofing, especially like the second floor roofing. So yeah, I did end up cutting that out, but it's by far like the least interesting part of the build, I think, honestly, to watch in a speed build. So yeah, I just cut that out. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the interior, it's a 3-bedroom, not 3.5 bath, 2.5 bathroom house. So there's a half bathroom downstairs and then 2 full bathrooms upstairs. So I believe I did keep the like master bathroom footage in the video, which is something I don't normally do. Normally I don't show me furnishing bathrooms, but because this pack did come with like a whole new bathroom set and a bunch of new like decor pieces that you could use in a bathroom, and just because Japanese architecture, their bathrooms is kind of laid out differently than the way you'd lay it out in a regular Western house, if that makes sense. So I wanted to keep at least one bathroom in this build because I had a lot of fun with these bathrooms, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, the downstairs bathrooms is basically just a separated toilet and then a room with just a sink, and I also ended up putting the laundry machines in that room. But the upstairs bathrooms both have obviously their separated toilets. But the master bathroom is really like you walk into the room and you have the sinks, and then you have like a totally separate room for the toilet, and then a little like up platform to like the bath and the shower and all of that. So I had a lot of fun with it. You'll see it once we get to it. But yeah, right now we're still just working on windows. I was really indecisive when it came to like picking windows and all of that for this build as well, because this is like, I think, yeah, this is the second build that I've done with this pack, and obviously the first one was the starter home, and that was a restricted pack starter as well. So I didn't really want to go like overboard with, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of like budget to work with either, so I couldn't go crazy with all of the new items and all of the new like build assets and all of that stuff. So in this build I kind of went a little bit crazy, and I tried to literally use all of it. I think I used almost every single like big build buy asset that came with this pack. I don't think I used all of like the clutter or all of the wall decor because some of it just didn't fit like the style that I wanted for the interior. But I think I used like most of the items at least once. I know I used the plants multiple times, like in every room, because the plants that came with this pack, the 3 like little decorative plants for like on tables, are really cute and I love them. I wish we got more plants. Honestly, we got this really big like standing plant arrangement, I guess I should say, or like asset with 3 or 4 different potted plants all in like one big asset, which is great. It's nice that they gave us, you know, that big asset and they've already arranged the plants so you don't have to worry about it. But for me, I like having like separated items so I can like arrange them however I want them to be, which, yeah, and I mean, all of the plants that are in that arrangement are really cool and I would love to have them like separated. Kind of like the way they separated the Jungle Adventures plant way back when Jungle Adventures came out. But yeah, so this build doesn't really have a big garden space per se. There's 2 like, I guess, flower bed type areas in the front of the house that we'll work on later in the video. But the backyard has this cute little like, I don't know, I think you'd call it like a Zen garden or something. I don't know the exact name for it. That's just what I know it as. And then the front just has that cute little planter right in front of the big windows with like the bonsai tree and all of that stuff. But yeah, like I said, the build doesn't really have a dedicated like garden space, which is actually what I based this whole build idea off of with, you know, starting out. But I considered building this on the 50 by 50 lot in the Wakaba neighborhood. I'm mispronouncing everything, but that doesn't matter right now. But yeah, I considered building it on the 50 by 50 lot, and I wanted to build it there because I wanted to use it for my save file. But I ended up planning it out, like just going through and trying to plan it out and laying out all of it. I didn't record any of it, but then I decided that it was just way too big, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to get it finished in time. So yeah, I will still be making building a mansion on that lot, obviously, for my save file. But yeah, this isn't going to end up being in the save file because I needed. Then I moved it to a 30 by 20 lot, and honestly, it just doesn't fit in this area of the world. I'm building this in the Senbamachi neighborhood, so this is like the more traditional neighborhood in the world. And I don't know, I think the style of the build fits, but I don't think all of like the platforms and everything really fits into this area of the world. And obviously it also doesn't fit with the family that I want living here. So yeah, this won't be in the save file, but yeah, I'm just going to build something else here, so that's fine. But yeah, I was kind of sad that we didn't get any like 40 by 30 lots with this pack, because we got a whole bunch of 30 by 20 and 20 by 15 lots, which is great. I mean, we don't really get a lot of like 20 by 15 lots in packs recently, but you know, this pack has like 2 50 by 50 lots, and then it's all just 30 by 20 and 20 by 15, which I don't know, I guess it fits in if you look at traditional Japanese architecture. So a lot of the things are really small and like really close-ish together, so it makes sense if you think about it from that point of view. But honestly, it would have been great to have just 1 or 2 40 by 30 lots, you know, maybe in the Wakaba neighborhood with all of like the modern houses, and maybe up in like the resort area as well, like up on the mountain. So that would have been great, just to build, you know, a few like tiny bit bigger things. And usually whenever I build on a 40 by 30 lot, the house doesn't take up the whole lot the way it does on like a 30 by 20, like this one for example. Usually on a 40 by 30 lot, I'll build a house that would fit on a 30 by 20, but then I'll go like all out and do a bunch of landscaping, which obviously I wasn't able to do this time around. But yeah, that's why I like 40 by 30s, because I like doing landscaping. But yeah, so this pack actually didn't come with a whole bunch of like landscaping assets either. It came with a few rocks in the regular build by catalog, and it came with 2 trees, which I think I'm using both of them on this lot. But the like live edit, the show live edit objects menu, that actually came with a whole bunch of landscaping that you will see me using later on in the front yard. So that actually came with a whole bunch of plants that you can see around the world that it just isn't in like the regular catalog. So yeah, definitely enable that cheat if you want to access a bunch of the like really cool landscaping items that I'll probably be using in some other builds as well. There's also some trees in there that aren't in like the regular catalog, so yeah, definitely go and have a look in there. But so yeah, the interior of this build, I just talked over the whole like master bathroom. I jumped around a lot while doing this build because I was still like getting used to the items, and whenever I found something that I wanted to use, I would plop it down wherever I thought I would use it. So yeah, I'm really indecisive basically. Whenever I get a new pack, I'm really indecisive, especially for the first few builds, because I'm still learning the new items. I'm still like learning what swatches they have, because I do have a lot of the swatches from the items that we've had for a while. I like know all of them like by memory almost, because I build so much. So whenever we get a new pack, I'm always like still kind of like memorizing the swatches and knowing, you know, what fits together, what works, what doesn't, all of that stuff. So yeah, I do change things up quite a bit. I try to cut out a lot of it, but I don't think I cut out everything, with me just being like super indecisive and not knowing what I'll put on a wall where or anything like that. And also because this isn't a style that I'm super like familiar or comfortable with yet, so I did try and keep in mind a bunch of the things that I've read about Japanese architecture and that I've looked up and everything like that. So yeah, while trying to keep all of that in mind, it's kind of hard to like build and do it quickly, if that makes sense. But I did try and keep this build like as minimal as possible. I did go a little bit like crazy with clutter in the kitchen, just because it looked really weird to me to have all of these like open counters and have all of these like open and empty shelves in them. It just really annoyed me for some reason, so I do end up putting in like a few clutter items there, but I didn't like fill all of them or anything. So yeah, it's still minimal considered, you know, if you think about the way that I normally build, if that makes sense. So it's minimal for me, but I hope it fits the style and that it like fits, you know, I guess with the overall like Japanese style of this pack, which I really hope it does, because I love this. I love how this build turned out. I had so much fun building it and just playing around with the new items and everything like that. So yeah, downstairs we have a really big living room. We also have an office that we're actually working on right now. And as you can see, I did go a little bit like crazy with platforms. There's a bunch of like different levels to the downstairs, even to the upstairs, to some of the bedrooms. I had fun with platforms and obviously the master bathroom. But downstairs we have obviously this like study, or like office area. I thought maybe one of the parents are in the new career that came with the pack, so the salary person career. I haven't played with that yet because I haven't really done any gameplay. But yeah, there's a new career, so I thought maybe one of them was in that, so they needed like a home office. And then we obviously have the kitchen that you've already seen, and I didn't put in a dining room table, but they do have some bar seating, and I put in a 6-seater kotatsu table. So I love those, by the way. I love them. Something about the idea of sitting cross-legged and eating your dinner like on the floor on a cushion is something that really appeals to me, because I sit cross-legged whenever I sit like anywhere, even when I'm sitting on my like office chair in front of my computer, which is a really bad habit, by the way. But yeah, so I love that. I love those tables. And I did remember to include that little board that you'll see in the living room, that actually, if you click on that board in gameplay, you can decide if your Sims are allowed to wear shoes indoors, if they have to wear slippers, or if they have to take their shoes off whenever they come inside. So yeah, that's something that you decide on in gameplay when you're actually playing the game. So yeah, that's basically the whole downstairs. There's obviously like the half bathroom as well. But then we move on to upstairs. So upstairs I have 3 bedrooms, like I said. So there's a master bedroom, And then there's 2 kids rooms. I didn't furnish either of the rooms for like a toddler or anything, but I did put in 2 kids beds. So the one bedroom is very like pink and purple. I was just playing around with swatches. I didn't have any specific sims or like genders or anything like that in mind when I built this. I literally just played around with swatches, and like I picked a bed and then I kind of like themed the whole room around the bed swatch that I picked, which is usually how I like decorate whenever I like do a kid's bedroom or something. So yeah, we have a like really pink and purple bedroom, and then we have a slightly smaller blue bedroom, where the blue bedroom is very like, I guess, winter sports themed. So I used a bunch of decals and posters and stuff that look like skiers or snowboarders and stuff like that. So I love that. Maybe the kid that lives there, or that, you know, whose room that is really into like skiing and snowboarding and all of that kind of fun stuff. And then the other bedroom is mostly just, like I said, pink purple, and I don't think I included anything like too personalized in that room. I thought maybe, you know, maybe this is a teenager's room, maybe it's not a kid's room or something like that. So they do have that like platform bed. I don't know, actually looking at it now, I don't know if an adult or a teenage sim would be able to get up there, because there is like a height restriction. If a platform is too high, you know, adults won't be able to use it. So maybe it needs to be a child's bedroom, or you'll just have to lower the platform, you know, if you wanted to make a teen's bedroom. But yeah, that's basically this whole build. At the end of the day, it turned out to be just over 96,000 simoleons, which, considering how big it actually is, and considering that it's like 3 bedrooms and all of that stuff, that's actually really, really cheap, considering, you know, if you think about how expensive my houses tend to be. Normally, like, my 1-bedroom houses can be like close to 100,000 simoleons. So yeah, it's not even 100,000, which, you know, for me, that's cheap, which I'm just gonna like praise myself for that and be happy with it. But yeah, like I said, I really like the build items from this pack. I mean, I've had a lot of fun building with them so far. A lot of the items, yes, they are, some of them are like really personalized to, you know, like just a snowboarding theme or like just a Japanese theme. But a lot of them, like the plants, like the clutter, I mean, even the bookcases and dining sets and sofas and stuff, a lot of those items I can see myself using in other builds, not just Japanese builds. So that's always a plus for me. I mean, whenever I can use a build item in more than one style of build, I'm like really happy about that, because I mostly build. So yeah, having items like that is really important to me. So yeah, just like really off topic, before I forget, I've wanted to mention this in the 2 other videos that have gone up already, but we've moved into a new house. So we're actually now living like right on the side of a mountain, and it's incredibly windy where we live. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the area where we live can get so windy you can barely stand outside. So if you guys hear like any weird noises or any wind in the background, I'm obviously in a new bedroom as well, and I haven't quite figured out the kinks of, you know, recording and having my audio sound, you know, good in the new house. And yeah, like I said, the wind is just super, super loud. So no matter what I do, you'll probably be able to hear it, but I'm hoping that you can't. So yeah, especially because my bedroom, my window faces onto the backyard with a bunch of like really big trees and things. So there's a lot of noise, and something just fell over which I could hear. So I'm hoping you couldn't. But yeah, that's just a quick little disclaimer that I wanted to add. But yeah, we're almost to the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, just again, a huge thank you to EA for providing me with this early access code so that I could make these videos. And I hope you enjoyed this build. Look out for more early access videos and builds up on the channel, you know, in the next few days. But I hope you're all having a great day, and I will talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone.